Welcome to the Jesus Show. Not that one.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Yes, once again, I'm doing the show later. Um that's how things are working out, unfortunately, for me. Let's get let's do top of the show stuff and then I'll get into it. Follow me on Instagram at the Jesus Show NTO, Twitter at Jesus Show NTO, Facebook, the Jesus Show Not That One, TikTok at the Jesus Show Not That One, YouTube type in the Jesus Show Not That One or the Jesus Show NTO, and then email me the Jesus Show NTO at gmail.com. You think as of right now, um, I would know all my tags, right? Where you can find me on all my stuff. But I think I don't remember it on purpose because I don't have to remember it because I have it on my show notes. Yes, it sounds very lazy of me, but yeah, just haven't. I mean, I know my Instagram at the Jesus Show NTO. I know that one, but I don't use the face, and I'm never on the TikTok. I know Allie. I've told you guys before. Allie's the producer. I mean, I guess we're both producers, but she's my co-producer. She does most of the time. She does the video editing. She does the clips. All the clips you guys see, that's Allie. Um, I put the clips and the pictures on Instagram, but she puts it on Facebook, TikTok, and somewhere else. I don't know if she does it anywhere else. But yeah, she takes care of all that. All right. Once again, why am I doing the show so late again? Because life's happening. I'm working. We're trying to still deal with the whole moving thing. And when I mean the moving thing, we're dealing with State Farm right now. We're trying to get some of this stuff replaced. We had to make a list of all the stuff that was stolen. Today, I mean, I guess there was some good news and bad news. The good news is State Farm is going to give us money for the beds and the TV that were damaged in the fire. But I think that's it. The agent told Allie that the stuff that was stolen, we can't prove that it was stolen. It could be lost. But the shitty part about that is we can't prove we can't prove they stole it. I mean, a smart person would look at like Allie had this Pandora ring and it was the Pandora ring box she found, but it was open and the ring's not there anymore. So, did it fall out on its own? No. Could it could it have fallen out on its own? No. Where she put it? It was in a big box in I believe like a purse or something that she had, so it was like stuffed in there. They had to have opened the box, gone through that box, found the purse, and then opened it up and then took it out and then put the thing back. So again, these guys are crooks. They knew what they were doing. They packed stuff up and they rummaged through our shit. And I'm sure we're not the only ones that they stole stuff from. Um, so that's the shitty part. That the stuff that was stolen, it sucks because I know that they have it. Because some of the stuff we had was, I mean, was cool. I know, I know they have it, and the shitty part is they're enjoying it, and they're enjoying it because they stole it. They didn't work for it. They didn't pay for it. They did none of that. They just saw it and thought, that's nice. Which is That's what really pisses me off about that. That somebody else is enjoying the fruits of our labor, that we worked for it, and we saved, we got a bonus check, whatever it was. I picked up an extra trip. I picked up an extra 3 trips to buy whatever the fuck I wanted to buy because I'm an adult and I have a job, and it's just frustrating. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you guys. Allie found another family that use Allstate Moving and Storage. I believe they messaged her on our GoFundMe page. They were telling her, I believe, if I remember the story right, Allie's not with me right now because she's trying to fall asleep, and I'm trying to be as quiet as possible because she has to wake up at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. I think she has to wake up at 2 a.m. to leave by like 3 a.m. to make it to work by 5. Whoa. Super early. But she found another family that Allstate Moving and Storage subcontracted a company called Moving Depot, and the family requested that Moving Depot hold their stuff in storage, I believe for a month, because I guess they were leaving their apartment, and then their house wasn't ready yet, so they had to wait. And then in all that, Moving Depot fucked up all their stuff and stole a bunch of stuff, which is really messed up because now it shows that Allstate Moving and Storage really doesn't give a shit who they hire. They'll hire anybody. Moving Depot obviously is a bunch of crooks as well. Easy Moving and Storage, a bunch of crooks. So they're not vetting these people. They're not. I mean, it really just comes down to they don't give a shit about anything. They don't care who's doing it. They just want people's money. And like I said before in all the other episodes about our moving nightmare, is you pay Allstate Moving and Storage a fee like $2,500, or I think it was $2,700, whatever. I can't remember, 25, 27. Or was it more than that? I don't know. Let's say it was $2,500. You pay them, and then they call it a non-refundable deposit, which I don't know how they get away with that shit. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't know how they get away with it, but they do, because when I called and I wanted to cancel the whole thing, the lady was like, well, you're not going to get your deposit back. I was like, why wouldn't I get my deposit back? I don't want you guys to do it anymore. You guys haven't done anything yet. And yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, did you guys hear about the Delta pilot that was taking pictures of a flight attendant? There's a video. Okay, so there's a video of a video that a passenger took of a Delta pilot. I don't know if he was a captain or a first officer. Not that it matters. But he's taking a video, and there's apparently he was flying on Frontier Airlines. The flight attendant is putting a bag up, and he's taking video, I think, or he's taking pictures of her while she's, like putting the bag up. Her dress, her skirt is riding up a little bit. Gross. It's disgusting. When I first initially saw the video, I believe I saw it. Where did I see it? There's 2 accounts that I follow. One of them, actually, I think both of them I started following because of Rachel, our friend Rachel. But I can't remember which one it was. One of them, anyways, they showed the video where this person's taking the video of the pilot. And initially, I didn't see anything. Like, you can see the flight attendant, and I didn't know it was Frontier Airlines, and I didn't know it was a Delta pilot. You see the video, and I didn't see anything wrong with it. So I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, well, what am I missing? Then I hit the comments. And the comments say, you have to look at the bottom of the iPad So then I look at the video again. Oh, so he had the iPad, he had it like this, and then at the bottom, he had his iPhone with the camera button just, um, I don't know how I'm trying to do this. It was just underneath. So he was like, here's the iPad, and then his phone was here, and then the button was down here. So he's going like this. So he's taking pictures of the flight attendant. Apparently that wasn't the only time he was taking pictures of her. I guess he was just taking pictures of her. Gross. Disgusting. Crazy that I mean, I guess it's not crazy. Everybody's capable of some fucked up shit, but to see a pilot do that to somebody, to prey on somebody like that, when they're supposed to be, like we all trust pilots. Oh, they know what they're doing. Oh, they're good people. They're gonna get us there safely. But then to see somebody, a pilot, do shit like that, and the passenger behind the pilot and the woman that took the video of the pilot doing it, they informed the flight attendant. And I don't want to give too much away because it's her, like it's her personal business. Um, the flight attendant asked her husband what she should do, and her husband, I guess, was kind of like, I really don't know, because like he's a pilot, and I feel like pilots are very protected. Flight attendants get in trouble for a bunch of shit, and pilots are super protected, whether they do some fucked up shit or not. I've heard, and I've seen some shit on my end from the 10 years that I've been a flight attendant. So when I heard this, I was like, man, it sucks, because that's how it is. The flight attendant was scared that if she were to say something, there was going to be repercussions that would fall on her, right? I think I said that right. And the passenger took it upon herself. The flight attendant didn't tell her anything. The flight attendant didn't say, like, oh, you should. She didn't say anything. But the two passengers told the flight attendant, and the flight attendant was like, well, thank you. I think they asked her, like, what are you going to do about it? Because, and she was like, there's really nothing I can do. I think is what she told them, if I remember correctly. So then the passenger was the one that said, fuck this. I'm putting it out on the internet, which thankfully she did on her own. And it got traction, and the Delta pilot got fired, because it's disturbing and gross. I can only, like, I wouldn't want to see that happen to anybody, let alone my wife, a friend that I know. Like, that enraged me just watching it, and I didn't even know the flight attendant. I can only think, what would I do if I knew the flight attendant? And the reason why I know all these things about it is because I flew with the flight attendant's mother. We were in Houston. I think we were going to Austin. Yeah, it was a quick flight. Was it a quick flight? Yes, it was a quick flight. Houston, Austin. And I said something about, oh, hey, did you guys hear? And then the lady goes, oh, actually, that's my daughter. And I went, what? She goes, yeah, she's fine. She's a little shaken up, but she's fine. And then she told me, I knew the reason why I know that the person taking the video was a lady, and then there was a lady behind the pilot, is because she was telling us a story. Her daughter told her the story, and she told us, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's crazy. And and it was the mom's first trip with us. Like, she just started as a flight attendant, so that was her first day working, and I was like, oh my God, tell me everything. There wasn't too much to add to the story. other, like, I saw the video. I knew that part, and then what she informed me was, that her daughter was informed that she works for Frontier and that it was a Delta pilot. Those are the things that I found out that I didn't know. Um, yeah, so it was just crazy, like crazy, crazy, crazy. A couple days ago, me and Allie were walking through our neighborhood, and there's this sign that says "Watch for Children," like "Watch for Children," right? And I started laughing. And Allie goes, "What are you laughing about?" And I said, "That sign right there, the Watch for Children." She's like, "Why is that funny?" I started thinking about it, and this is what I think in my head. I go, it's funny to me because I think what I take from that is, enough parents got together and they were like, hey, you guys should put a sign, to the city. Oh, you guys should put a sign there so that cars know to, drivers know to watch for children because children are around here and they're playing out here. And Ellie's still like looking at me like, I don't get it. Like, like, huh? And I go, okay, so these parents, this is the story that I made up in my head. These parents went to, let's say, a town hall meeting. They said, oh, you guys should put signs here because people are driving around too fast in our neighborhood. And the city went, okay. So they put one up. And then as a driver, I think to myself, man, these parents really don't love their children. Ellie goes, what are you talking about? She's like, in your story, the parents went to City Hall. They went to this town hall meeting, and they had the sign put up. And I said, yeah. I go, but these parents are like, listen, I'm going to let my kids out and play. I don't want to watch them, but I want you to be careful. Like, be kind of the parent for me. Like, I love them enough to let them play outside, but I don't love them enough to watch them. So if you could not hit my kids, that'd be great because I'm inside scrolling on Instagram or doing whatever bullshit I'm doing. Yeah, so don't be an asshole when you drive. I don't know why I found that funny. When I see signs like those, or even the signs that say like children at play, we would see those in Hermosa Beach a lot, especially in the back of the house, in the alleyway. People would put it between their homes, and it's this little guy, and he's holding this red flag, and he's like a neon yellow or a neon green, something very bright, so you see. And I think he has a red hat, or it has a red hat. So like, oh, watch for children. But I've always thought those things were stupid because people are stupid. Like as a whole, it's just it's odd to think I'm gonna put up this sign and people are gonna pay attention to it. People can't even drive the speed limit. People do stupid shit. So when I see it, I get, I understand the reasoning behind it. Because I've even seen parents out there playing with their kids. The parents are outside with the kids, and they have the sign. And I believe the sign is there as an extra precautionary measure. But people are fucking stupid. I mean, why is it that people run into construction sites and they kill construction workers, or they hit something, they go through cones or whatever it is? Because people are stupid. They're on their phone, or they're just eating shit like that. One time years ago, I want to say it was the first year that we became friends with AJ and Megan. We were in we were in Manhattan Beach. We had just left either Mama D's or Izakaya, one of them. We went out to dinner, and there was a car coming this way. And Megan and Allie are in the back. I'm walking with AJ. And this car's coming, and the car's coming pretty fast. And I go to cross the street, and AJ kind of grabs me. And I said, "What? They have to stop?" And he goes, "They don't have to stop." He's like, "You have to be careful." He goes, "The cars don't have to do anything." He's like, "Cars hit people all the time." He goes, "You don't know if he's on his phone. You don't know if he's not, he's looking down. You don't know if he's just spaced out." He goes, "Nuh-uh." And I go, "But I'm at a crosswalk." He goes, "And you think that's going to save you?" And I went, "Huh, you make a lot of sense." Ever since that day, I don't even think I've ever shared that with him. Ever since that day when I cross the street, if I see a car coming and I'm at a crosswalk, I'll wait. I'll wait at the corner, and then if the car waves me over, I'll cross. But there's been a few times. I can't say like, "Oh my god, it's happened all the time." No, I'd be lying to you. But there has been some instances where I'm at the stop sign or I'm at the crosswalk and I see the car coming, and I don't know, maybe 5 to 7 seconds before the car's gonna stop at the stop sign or even at a crosswalk. I see the car, I'm waiting there, and the car either blows through the crosswalk, it doesn't stop, and I think, good thing I didn't get in the road. Other times I've seen people where I'm waiting at the stop sign, ready to cross, and I'm looking, and the car kind of does the beep boop and goes, or they just ran through the stop sign. Like, wow, man, I'm happy I didn't cross, because if I did, I would probably be dead. So yeah, just when you're out there, just be very careful when you're crossing the street. Also, little story, Greg. I think I told you guys when Greg was younger. Um, hey, what do you? Psst. Sorry, I thought this was licking something off the carpet. Gross. Anyways, when Greg was younger, he got hit by a car. He went. I don't even know how old he was. 6, 7. He went across. He went in front of the van. Didn't look, and just and some van went, broke his collarbone. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So just be careful when you're out there. I was talking to Greg, my brother. The last episode, I made fun of I made fun of golf. Um, just be, I mean, come on, golf, no. But Greg did mention, I think he posted a comment on the YouTube video. He mentioned that mini golf is dope, which mini golf is phenomenal. I love mini golf. I'll probably beat anybody I play because I'm that good. But my brother pointed out, he said, not only is mini golf dope, but he said, I feel like mini golf is making fun of regular golf. Because, like, they're just making fun of it because they're like, "Oh, look, I'm playing the same sport, but in a smaller scale, and we're doing fun obstacles." And he goes, "Yeah, I just feel like it's making fun of it." And I go, "Man, I think you're right." And I agree with him. Because when I play mini golf, it's fun. Um, Definitely not boring. I mean, sometimes I get bored of mini golf because I kick people's asses that bad. I'm like, give me a challenge. I think I have to say the best golfer I've gone up against was Woody. I think it was Woody. I want to say it was Woody. I think he's been my toughest opponent, and I barely beat him. We played, I think, somewhere in the OC. I think Tustin. No, not Tustin. Was it in Tustin? It could have been Tustin. I don't remember. We went to some boomers where he used to work at, and we played. It's right off the freeway, and me, Fleur, and Woody, we went to go play, And he was a very, very good opponent. I beat him, but just barely. You know, oh, there was a video. Did you guys see there was this video of these two guys getting in a fight mid-air on a plane. And apparently it was because one of the people reclined their seat. That's all I know about the incident. I don't know who reclined the seat. I don't know what was said about the reclining of the seat. But I thought that's crazy. But then I started thinking I can see how somebody would get upset because I've seen when I've been working a flight or if I'm on a flight like going somewhere. I've seen people recline the seat and it's not a slow. I'll tell you what I do. When I recline my seat on the airplane, I hit the button and I'm, like this. And then I hit the button and then I go gently back. And boom, I've reclined to whatever comfortable spot that I want to recline it at. That's what I do because I'm mindful because I know somebody's behind me. Somebody could have their tray table down and they could have food on there. They can have a drink on there. They can have their laptop. They can have anything they want that they can bring on the plane. So I try to do it as slow as possible so I'm not spilling something on them or whatever it is. Or some people have their iPad or phone in a little thing on the headrest if there's no video monitors. And, I don't want to disturb that. So I try to. My point is, I try to do it as softly, as smoothly, as respectfully as possible. As respectful as possible. That's what I do. Others hit the button and they jerk it back immediately. Just they go from here to here. And I've seen people hit people in the head because the other person's like this, kind of up against it. Now, should the person behind have their head so close to the other person's seat in front of them? No. But nobody thinks that somebody's going to come at you with their seat back so forcefully because there's no reason for it. There's no reason to, I need to hurry up and recline as fast as possible because that's going to help me fall asleep. No, it's not. So I understand how somebody would get upset. I've even seen people when they get up, they'll jerk because they've done it to me. They'll jerk the seat back just to get up. Normally it's old people, but I've seen younger people do it. When I'm working and I see that, I'll tell the person, I go, hey, don't do that. There's somebody's head right on the other side of where you're putting your hands. Use your armrests. Get up like that. Or if they're in the aisle and they're getting up, I tell them, lift this, and then I show them how to lift up the armrest, and I go and slide out. So you don't have to touch the other person's headrest. You really don't. And you really don't. Even if you're in the window, you can put the armrest up. Boom, boom. You can slide right out. What I'm trying to tell you guys is be mindful when you're on the plane. Be mindful of everybody else's space. Be mindful of your space and other people's space. Because it's not your plane. You're not the only one in there. It's crazy. Which leads me to my next point. I had it further down, but I think I'm going to do it right now. Because, it would only make sense. Um, there we go. Yeah, a lot of people are not aware of the space around them. You have to be, I think the word is spatially aware. The reason why I thought of that, and I thought about it today, because I was at the gym. So I go to the YMCA over here. Beautiful, beautiful facility. I remember the first time I went to the YMCA when I came to visit Crown Point. Jorge took me, and what was it? Carla or Jorge took me, and I went, and it was a nice gym. I had a good workout, and then from time to time when I would come visit, they'd take me. I'd go work out. I had a good workout. And then I remember the last time I came to visit, I went to the gym and I was like, man, it sucks that this gym doesn't have squat racks. Because, like, oh man, I can do so much with squat racks. And then I came back, I don't know, maybe 6 months to a year later, maybe closer to a year later. Excuse me, sorry about that. And they had renovated the entire place. Now it's a great fucking gym. They have a grass area. Well, it's turf. They have a turf training area. They have squat racks where you can use both sides. It's kind of weird because if you use both sides of it, like I'm staring at you and you're staring at me, and we're, I don't know, maybe 4 to 5 feet from each other. It can get weird. Luckily for me, I haven't. Only twice have I been using the squat rack and then somebody in front of me has. But we've been spatially aware. Is it spatially aware? I think I'm going to use that until somebody corrects me. How about I say I've been aware of my surroundings, and so has the other person. I'll do whatever set I'm doing, and then when I'm done, I like move away. I'm not looking at them anymore. And then they come in and then they do their thing. And then we switch off. Which I think that's how it should be. But there was this guy, I was squatting. I was front squatting. And I'm here, the squat rack next to me. There's some kids over there. There's somebody using that one. And there's somebody using this one. And this guy just comes over and just like, he's like this. And he's like, then he starts doing pull-ups. And I'm sitting down now. And I'm facing the mirror. I'm catching my breath. And I look at the dude because now he's close to me. He's not on top of me, but he's pretty close. And I look at him and I make sure he sees me. And I just shake my head. And I went, fucking dumb. I had my earphones in. So I mean, I don't know if he said anything because I wasn't paying attention to him. After I looked at him, I shook my head and said, fucking dumb, dude. I mean, obviously he didn't say anything enough to like get my attention. It didn't stop him from, standing around and continuing to be in people's way because he was just in the way. And I think to myself, I don't understand people like that. Like you get into this, like, this is my area. I belong here. Without thinking like, oh man, am I in the way? Oh, maybe this is not the ideal time to do this. And the other thing is, I would understand if this was the only area that you can do pull-ups. It's not. There's other areas, at least 3 different areas. Well, 1 area and 2 machines that you can go do that at. And one of the machines that you can go do pull-ups was open. And the other area on the turf that you can do pull-ups, that was open. But no, he didn't want to do it over there where it was empty. He wanted to do it where it was most crowded because I believe people like that want to be seen. They want people to look at them. It's fucking weird. Like, I'm not a fan of when people, the very few times that I've ever been at the gym, few times, maybe two, where somebody's ever watched me do something. It's just been weird. And the only reason why I know that they were watching me is because they came up in the middle of my workout, or that specific workout, and said something. One time I was benching, another time I was squatting. The person was like, "Oh, that's really good." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Can you leave me alone now?" I didn't say that, but I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks." I mean, even here at the YMCA, there's been a couple people who it looks like they want to talk to me, and I don't know why they're trying to talk to me. It could be, "Hey, how many sets do you have left? Hey, are you gonna use this machine? Are you almost done?" I don't know what they're trying to tell me. But I check out. When I'm at the gym, I check out. I have one mindset, and it's fucking get in there, lift some heavy ass weights, and try to get bigger. Today I saw, who did I see? I saw Jeff. Kristen? God, I hope that's correct. Kristen's husband, Jeff, he came by and I saw him, and we were like, "Hey, what's up?" But that was it. And I love that because I know he's trying to work out. He's in there for a purpose. He's a very, very busy man. I guess when he has time to go to the gym, like he focuses, and he needs to get his workout done, and boom, he does it. So I saw him, and he was, "Hey," and I said, "Hey." And initially I wanted to be like, "Oh, hey, how was your trip to Walt Disney World?" But I was like, "No, sir. He has work to do, and so do I." Um, but yeah, I mean, I'd have to say one of the annoying things about the YMCA over here is that there's a lot of kids that go there. And when I say kids, like high school kids. And sometimes they crowd around areas. And I've had to tell a couple of them, like, "Hey, can you move? You're in the way." Or I'll be walking by them, like, "Yo, can you get out of the way?" I'm not super rude. I mean, I guess when I say it like that, it sounds rude. No, because there's times where I'm like, "Hey guys, can you just move over to the left?" I don't want to hit you with this or that. I don't want to hurt anybody. Like, "Oh yeah, yeah." Like, nobody's been rude about it. Like, I haven't been rude to them. They haven't been rude to me. But it's just annoying because some of the kids, they start rabble rousing in the gym, and I'm like, "Come on, guys." But I also do that to myself because sometimes I've gone right when I would assume school gets out. If I was more responsible, I would go earlier in the morning, where when all the kids are at school, because I have gone to the gym at like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And then I work out, and the gym seems empty. There's people in there, but I get on whatever machine I want, and I take my time. I do the workout, no issues. But then if I go closer to 2 p.m., by 3 o'clock, 2:45, 3 o'clock, there's a fuck ton of kids in there. Like today, I messed up and I went later, but me and Allie had to do a lot of things. Uh, but yeah, just be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of who's around, where you're at. I'm not saying that you have to always accommodate everybody else, but just, I don't know, just be aware. Like, public spaces are public spaces. They're not your personal space. Your home is your personal space. Your car is your personal space. You know, your friend's house, however close you are with that person, you can be like, "Oh yeah, I feel like I'm at home," which is perfectly fine. But public places are public places. That's exactly what they are. Public. treat them as such, please. Or you don't have to, and then people are just gonna be like, man, that person's a dick. Oh yeah, that's what it was. That's what I wanted. Oh, real quick, the Revs, New England Revolution, they won 2-1 at home. It looked like it was gonna probably end in a tie. They played Charlotte at home at Foxborough, and the Revs scored. Or no, did they score two? I think they went up. Yeah, they went up 2-0. They went up 2-0. They scored the first one. Bukska. I don't know why I can never say his name right. Or maybe I am saying his name right. Allie always tells me I'm not. Anyways, he scored off a header. So it was 1-0. And then I believe Matt Polster, right? Matt scored, and it was a fortunate goal. But it was nice to see it in the Reds' favor because the past couple games they've had some, especially late in the game, where they've given up, a game winner. It's gone against them. So it was nice to see a goal in favor of the Revs, and then Charlotte pulled them back, but the Revs held on and they won 2-1. So that was really, really, really good. They broke I believe, their 4-game winning streak in MLS. They broke their 4-game winless streak in MLS. 5-game winless streak overall, something like that. It's good that they got 3 points. Hopefully they start winning and they just turn it around. The goals start coming and all the good stuff starts happening. Oh my God. I flew with this lady this last trip. Holy shit. I don't understand why people go to work to create and find problems. That I'll never understand. I showed up to the gate 2 minutes late, and as I'm coming up to the gate, there's a supervisor there. And the supervisor looks at me and goes, what's going on? And I went, I don't know what's going on. And she's like, oh, somebody called and said you were late? And I go, no. She's like, well, check-in was, 2 minutes ago. And I go, okay. I mean, I'm here. And I said, when are we boarding the plane? She's like, oh, 25 minutes from now. And I went, okay. So whatever. So supervisor goes down to the plane and the gate agent goes, hey, I just want to let you know, I didn't call them. I was going to give you 10 minutes. I go, don't worry about it. Because some gate agents, they'll call right away. But for the most part, I feel they're pretty chill. As long as you're there, I don't know, 5 minutes before boarding starts, they won't freak out. So I go down and then I said hi to the one lady. And then the lady that called, she doesn't say hi. She doesn't say good morning, nothing. I go, oh, hi, good morning, I'm Jesse. And she goes, I called the supervisor because you were late and I didn't know where you were. And I went, okay, again, hi, my name is Jesse. And the way she said it, I told her, I said, well, you don't need to know where I'm at. You would like to know. I go, but you don't need to know where I'm at. I go, technically the gate reader needs to know where I'm at so that then the company knows if I'm here or not. And then they, send another flight attendant, whatever, then I get in trouble. So supervisor talks to the other 2 flight attendants and then supervisor leaves. And then the lady starts telling me, okay, well, you need to do this. And I go, I know. I said, I know exactly what I need to do. And then finally she tells me her name. And in my head, I'm like, I'm not calling you that. yes, I'm assuming, but I feel very confident in that the name she gave me isn't her real name. It made sense later because she kept talking about how she loves Bridgerton and she loves the royal family and she loves all that. And then it made sense with the name she gave me. And I'm not going to give you the name because I don't want to put somebody's name out there like that. Mostly because I don't want to get in trouble from the company. God forbid somebody were to watch this and say, oh, Jesse said this about, this employee. And then they'd be like, oh, you said somebody's name. I don't want to get in trouble over that stupid shit. Anyways. But she told me, and I went, got it. And then in flight, she kept looking because I was working up front. She kept looking at me, and then she came over a couple times. She's like, "Are you doing this? Are you doing that?" And I go, "No." She goes, "Oh, because I thought you were." And I said, "Okay, how about you go do your work? You go do your work, and I'll do my work." And then the second flight, she did it again. And she tells me, she's like, I need to know everything that's going on the plane. You need to tell me. And I go, I don't need to tell you anything. I go, I need to tell you things that you need to know, and you don't need to know everything. So the only person that needs to know everything is the captain. So if I need to tell you something, I will tell you. If I need your help, I said, why don't we work like this from here on out? Because we were on a 3-day trip and this was day 1. I said, how about if I need you, I'll call you. How about if you need to know something, I'll tell you. If I don't call you, if I don't tell you anything, that means you don't need to know. And you're going to have to be okay with that. She walked away. Like, lady, sit down and stay in your fucking lane. Day 2, luckily I only had to work with her twice. And work with her directly. And those 2 times, I didn't even have to work with her. Like, she was up front and I went to the back to help out. And then at the end of the trip, I'm really convinced that people like that are oblivious to everything. They just go through life thinking, I don't know, like everything's about them. Right? Is that what I'm trying to say? I don't think I know what I'm trying to say right now. She was just oblivious to everything. At the end of the trip when we left, she was like, "Oh my god, it was so great working with you." And I thought, "No the fuck it wasn't. It wasn't. And fuck you." Me and Jorge get on the bus. Jorge was waiting for me. He was on one trip, I was on another trip. But he waited for me so he can drive me home. So Ali wouldn't have to drive to the airport then back. Jorge waited for me, thankfully. Thank you, Jorge. And we get on the bus, and the other flight attendant I work with, very lovely. We're on the bus, and I go, "Oh, this is my father-in-law, Jorge." And she looks at me, she's like, "Ha ha ha." And I go, "No, really?" And she's like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, I didn't know." I was like, "Yeah, this is Jorge." And then the other one comes in and sits close to us. I didn't say a word to her. So me, Jorge, and the other flight attendant were talking, blah, 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 blah. We weren't talking for long, but it was just, a little exchange of. And then when we got off the van, or we got off the bus, I told Jorge, I said, "Did you see the other lady that was sitting closest?" He goes, "Oh, yeah." I was like, I was working with that bag of shit, and I didn't introduce you because fuck her. He was like, "Oh, really?" Then I told him more in detail what happened. He's like, "Oh God, like what?" I said, I don't know what's wrong with her, man. I really don't know what's wrong with her. And again, I don't understand Excuse me. I don't understand people like that. When I go to work, if I'm in charge, I'm the lead, I'm the purser. I don't micromanage shit. If I see a flight attendant not doing what they should be doing, then I'll say something. Hey, and I won't be like, "Hey, what the fuck?" They go, "Hey, are you gonna do this? Or are you gonna do that?" And sometimes they be, "Oh my god, I didn't. Like, I forgot," or "Oh, I've been out," or "Oh, I didn't know." Oh, okay, no, that's fine. I just try to I try to help them out. If they're blatantly not doing stuff, then I'm like, "Hey, get your head out of your ass." But when I go to work, I stay in my lane. I do what I need to do. The only time I'll step on anybody's toes is if somebody does something that's highly concerning. Like they're not doing something safety or security wise that they're supposed to be doing. Then I'll say something. Other than that, somebody does something a different way, I don't give a shit. People tell me all the time, they go, "Oh man, like, you're really relaxed. You don't." And I go, we're all adults. We know what we're doing. I don't, like, I go to work to make my money. And yeah, I love what I do. When I'm there, I'm having a good time. I try to be as nice to the passengers as possible. I try to give them whatever I can give them. But I don't, oh man, and this lady also, the way she talked to some of the passengers, I was like, God damn, what's wrong with you? Like some people came on with, like their pajamas, and she goes, "Ugh, you travel with your pajamas? Ugh, how far we've come where people used to, dress up in suits." And I told her one time, I said, "Hey, that's that's an opinion. You should keep that to yourself." She's like, "Well, I'm just saying that." And I go, "I get it." I go, I think that sometimes. I don't say it out loud because it doesn't matter. They've paid their ticket. They've paid for their ticket. They're on the plane. I'm not gonna tell them, "Oh, you can't." Like, "Oh, you should be dressing better." The fuck do I think I am? No. Speaking of driving home with Jorge, it feels really good not having to commute anymore. Man, it feels good to go to work. It feels good driving to work. Driving to work, going to work, doing the trips, flying here, flying there, blah blah blah, and then coming back to your base airport and then knowing, "Oh, I don't have to get on another plane." That just feels nice. There's people that commute for, me and Allie were commuting from LA to San Francisco because San Francisco was a better base. And luckily for us, it was about an hour flight, quick. And then when we went to Vegas, it was, again, about an hour flight. We're still up there because, we had a better schedule. It worked out better for us. That's the only time I've ever commuted. And, I said the same thing that I've said before. I'm never gonna, and then it happened. So I mean, I should stop saying that. I'll never, because it keeps happening. So like I say, I'm never gonna do this, and then it happens. But man, it feels good to know like, oh, we're flying back to Chicago. Oh, nice. Like I don't have to worry about, oh, when's the next flight home, or oh man, that one's full. I can't get home. Like, oh, it just feels real good. And I'm very happy for Shay, our friend Shay. She was on one of the episodes of the podcast. If you haven't listened to that episode, you should, because I had a great time talking to her. That was her second time being on the podcast, because the first time it was the Bid Bishes episode. But this time I just had Shay on her own. We were in Chicago on a layover, and I said, "Hey, we should shoot an episode." She came over to the room and we talked. It was good. Um, I'm very happy for her because she got into LA. So now she's back in LA and she's just gonna have to drive to work instead of commuting to San Francisco. So that's really exciting. Go Shay, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. No, it's not her birthday today. And it's not her birthday tomorrow. And I'm gonna have to look up when her birthday is because I know it's no, I'm lying. I don't know if it's not anytime soon. Because I don't know people's birthday like that. Other than my brother's. So yeah. Um let's see. One last thing I want to talk about. Okay. One last thing. The mask mandate is over. You don't have to wear a mask on the plane anymore. It's optional. All right. How do I feel about it? I feel I feel good that it's not mandatory because so many adults were acting so fucking stupid about it. People were acting as if a mask, a piece of cloth, was hindering their breathing. Listen, I think I've said it before in a podcast. I know I had to have said it in one of my episodes. If a piece of cloth is hindering your breathing, you're doing life wrong. Nothing. There was no mask that I wore. And I even double masked at one point where I felt I couldn't breathe. Did it feel uncomfortable? Yes. Was it inconvenient? Yes. Was it so horrible that I would get mad? Absolutely not. When I was going to the gym with a mask, I work out pretty hard. Pretty hard when I go to the gym. I'm in a pool of sweat. And I would go as far as saying I probably work out harder out of 10 people. I work out harder than 9 of them. Maybe there's that one out of the 10 that works slightly harder than me. But I know I can outwork almost anybody. And I never felt like I couldn't breathe. I was never gasping for air because most the main reason is because I'm an adult and I realize that a mask is not hindering my breathing. Doctors and nurses wear masks during surgery. Why? To keep the germs out of your body so you don't get sick and fucking die, right? But then you have some dumb fucks who, you shouldn't be breathing the same breath for 12 hours straight because that's unhealthy. Right, right. That's what you're concerned about. Because if you look at yourself, you're unhealthy as fuck. You probably smoke, which some of the people that were telling me this did smoke. And I said, so the smoking is not what's unhealthy for you? It's wearing the mask. Okay. Is it the 7 Diet Cokes you drink in a day? That's not what's unhealthy? Yeah, the mask is, right? All the junk food that you eat, that's not unhealthy, right? It's the mask. Yeah. And like I've said before, I'm going to say it again. I love junk food. I love candy. I haven't drank in almost a month. I think I have one more week, maybe a week and 2 days before I hit that 30 days that I haven't had any alcohol. And that's just for fun. I'm like, I should try not to drink for a month. Um, But I mean, just tonight I had McDonald's. But it's crazy to me that people, they see something that, and it's not just helping them, it could help others. No. As it, like, there's a lot of people that are excited, like, genuinely, like, oh my God, this is the best news I've ever heard. We don't have to wear a mask. Best news? No. Good news? It's good news. It's good news. I would even go as far as great news. Is it the best news you can hear? No. You had a minor inconvenience that you had to deal with, and now you don't have to do it. Most of the people that are on planes don't travel often. They don't travel more than flight attendants, I'll tell you that much. Maybe you'll get that one person who's on a flight every other day, and you're like, oh shit, you fly more than I do. Maybe for them, they're like, fuck this mask thing. Like, this is terrible. Yeah, okay, I get it. But for some of these assholes who are complaining, you had to wear this mask once. The last time you were on a plane, 747s were a thing. They're not a thing anymore. I mean, some airlines do have it, but most American carriers, I hope I'm not speaking out of pocket or incorrectly, but from my understanding, most American carriers don't have 747s anymore because they're just not fuel efficient. So airlines are like, nah, we're not going to use that shit anymore. So people, there was just a lady just on one of my flights this past trip. Oh, I remember flying on a 747. And I went, oh. She's like, yeah, that's when I was 8. She was like 80. Like, that was the last time you flew? Okay. So there's a gap for a lot of these people. And they're like, man, I can't. This piece of cloth over my mouth for 2 hours. Hey, how do you think I feel? I'm at work for 12, 13, 14, even 15 hours. And I have to cover my face the entire fucking time. At least when you get to the airport, it's for a couple hours. Even if you're going cross country. But you get to take it off a lot sooner than we do. So don't cry about it. And it's crazy to me that a non-doctor, a judge, is able to be the one that says, we shouldn't have to do this anymore. That just kind of like, it makes me uneasy. Like, I don't know, should non-doctors be making decisions? But apparently that's a thing that happens in this country. Not just with masks, but with other things. A bunch of non-doctors say, oh, this is going to be a law because our feelings get hurt when otherwise. It's stupid. Again, am I happy that the masks are gone? Yes, because now I don't have to fucking constantly. Can you put it over your nose and mouth? That's another thing I didn't understand. There's a lot of people out there that don't know how to wear a fucking mask, or they're such assholes they don't want to do it right. Like, a lot of people just put it over their mouth. Hey, moron! Just over the nose, just over the nose and mouth. When I would make the announcement, I'd go, "Hey, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you wear your mask over your nose and mouth." And I'd take pauses and I'd enunciate the nose and the mouth a little more. What also gets me is people that they have the mask, but then they put it on their chin. It's like, hey man, you have the thing there. Use it. And if you don't want to use it, take it off. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that you go as far as, I'm not gonna do this. But I'm gonna put it on my face. I'm not gonna use it properly, but I'm gonna put it on my face. No, just take it off then. Like, don't be stupid. I've even seen people do that shit in places where masks are optional. That, I think, is the dumbest shit. over here at the YMCA. Since I've been here, and it hasn't been long, nobody's been required to wear a mask at the gym. And just today, I saw some people with masks on at the gym, and they had it on their chin the entire time that I was there, that I saw them. And I thought to myself, what are you doing? Either wear it properly or don't fucking wear it, because nobody's forcing you to do it. There's no sign that says you must wear a mask. There's none of those signs here. None. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you trying to appease maybe somebody at home? Like, you left the house with a mask, right? You get in the car. That's another form of TikTok that I don't understand. You're in your car alone with a mask. Anyways. And then they get to the gym, and then they get in the gym, and then I'm gonna keep the mask, but I don't want to wear it. Just take it off. You look dumb with it on. It's dumb. Use it properly or don't. I'm telling you, man, a lot of these people complaining about the mask, they are softer than baby shit. Like, y'all need to grow some balls or grow up. Like, this is crazy. It's crazy to me. But, man, there was one more thing I wanted to share with you guys. And I can't remember. And that means it's not important. Guys, thank you very much once again for coming back to the show. Oh, there was one more thing. Two things. This shirt that I'm wearing, I bought when I went to go visit AJ and Megan one time. I bought it because I thought Noah would like it. And she did. She's like, well, you got dinosaurs. It's when she was younger. So I was like, oh, let me wear this shirt. I haven't worn it in a while. Also, real quick, I don't know if you guys heard, Cristiano Ronaldo and his wife, they lost their baby boy. Sad. I was at the gym the other day when the news broke, and the first thing I thought of was AJ and Megan and how they lost Luca. And it just, man, I can't imagine. You know, I thought about, our baby. I was like, oh my God, like something can happen to the baby. That kind of freaked me out. But yeah, just, it sucks. I mean, it more than sucks. Like, just saying it sucks doesn't really put into words. Because number one, I've never felt that pain. And I hope I never do. But man, I was telling Allie last night at dinner, I was telling her about it. I was like, oh yeah, did you hear? And she's like, yeah. The moment I said Luca's name, I couldn't even get it out right. I went, Luca. Like, I started kind of crying at dinner, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it just sucks. I'll never understand how am I trying to say this? It's fucked up when kids die for whatever reason. I mean, it's fucked up when anybody dies. I know people say, oh, it's all part of God's plan, but I'm like, that was a plan. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to leave you guys on a very, very sad note. Once again, guys, remember, rate, like, subscribe. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for coming back every week. And, like I've said before, every week there's, we get at least one more listener, which is good. Let's keep trying to get those numbers up. Thank you for everything, guys, and we'll see you next week.